you're watching Avenue X, and today let's talk about a recently started airing period drama on the platform Youku, 珠帘玉幕, the story of Pearl Girl. This is a 40 episodes period idol drama that started airing on Youku from November the 1st, 2024. It is based on a web novel written by the author Tan Tianyin, and the title is actually called 昆山玉之前传. So the title already tells you it's a prequel to something. And if you go on the internet and find the original novel, it's really short. 62,000 Chinese characters. Frame of reference would be if you've ever watched the drama back in 2018 of Guardian, that BL adaptation drama, that original novel is about 8 times longer. So when it gets adapted into a 40 episode period drama, basically you're looking at 90% of the content will have to be made up. As for the director of this drama, it's Xie Ze, who has directed 风起洛阳. It's led by Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning as their second collaboration since their second lead couple in the drama 长歌行. Second leads would be played by Tang Xiaotian and Xie Keying. The drama was shot from November last year to March 2024. The very brief introduction of the story is, the title kind of already tells you what it is. It is a girl, so you have a definitive female lead character as the center of the story, Pearl Girl. So she fishes pearls at the beginning of the story as a slave. And then she manages to get herself out of that situation, and eventually as the story develops, she will become a very successful businesswoman in jewelry. And the most important character she's gonna encounter and change her life would be the male lead character played by Liu Yuning, who is a businessman, very rich and actually specialized in jewelry dealing, guess what? And as most romantic dramas would set things up, they would meet initially not really liking each other, and as things happen, they will grow to like each other. And while that's happening, business is happening, and then they both have sort of personal revenge they want to carry out. All in all, extremely normal setup of an idol period drama. I have watched 18 episodes of this drama. If I have to give it a rating between neutral, which is the middle of my rating, and then maybe 1 gold mine, I'd put this drama in between. As usual, divide and conquer about what I think about this drama. So let's first talk about what is enjoyable about this drama. Number 1, as a period idol drama, it has a very acceptable, normal production standard. It's basically all staying within the comfortable zone of not taking you out of the story, but then not impressing you with things that were, wow, totally didn't see that coming. Second point, this is not the stupid, sweet, childish, intellectually insulting type of period drama. And even if you compare it to other dramas these lead actors have been in, for example, Liu Yuning has been in the Gongjun Diliraba drama as the male second, right? One of the more recent one I can remember, pretty much belonging to the exact same category of period romantic drama. If you compare, say, that drama's quality, characters and acting, everything to this one is better. Also, if you compare to the female lead actress Zhao Lusi's drama, the last year really bad 仙侠 drama she led with Wang Anyu, the type of 宝宝仙侠, what we call in China, which is babies 仙侠 drama, where everybody is like they're 3 years old. Whether their IQ, EQ, everything is dumbed down so much. It's a little bit sickly and psychologically weird for audiences to watch that, and watching actors who are running towards their 30-year-old mark playing as if they are 5 years old. They've all been in less dramas, and in comparison, this drama is acceptable. And thank heavens, Zhao Lusi in this drama neither needed to play a child character, nor did she actually use that way of acting. So if you compare her acting in this one to Hidden Love or to the Wang Anyu 仙侠 drama, Whatever Last Immortal, where she speaks in this really weird tone, she looks a lot more normal in this drama, like a normal person. I put it in the positive end because I've seen the opposite and it was terrible. Third thing, this drama, I think, most of the time uses original voices of all actors. You can argue whether they do it that well, which I don't think so. Most of them I would still call, if they go to an acting academy, their line delivery in this drama is not gonna get a pass in their end of the year exam, if there is one. But then at least I can understand it and I can accept it, and I still say if you can do it yourself, you should try to do it because it's your job. And if I have to add one more point about what is maybe on the neutral or slightly positive end of things, is this drama, maybe not every minute is that interesting or worth watching. You definitely probably would want to speed through large chunks of it. But it's not like it doesn't have certain scenes and snippets that's like, yeah, I enjoyed that 5 minutes. Within this episode, there's like this 5 minutes and that 5 minutes that I kind of went back to normal speed to watch through the performance. And then for the rest of the section, I sped through. So these are the good things I have seen, in my opinion, of this drama in the first 18 episodes. Now let's talk about things that, for example, made me speed through it a lot. Point number one, it's to one specific actor, and I think her overacting really put me off, which would be the 十九娘 or 十九郎 character played by Xie Keying. She is the girl who wants to be the boy, who wants to prove herself to the father within a big family. She does a lot of questionable things. She's not a nice person, but at the same time, you almost also understand why she's overdoing it and trying so hard and exerting her power more than guys would want to, because she knows she's naturally at this disadvantage. So this could be potentially a really interesting female anti-hero, supporting role, whatever you want to call it. I feel maybe it's the intention from the scriptwriter's point of view to actually make this role, although not the good person, very sympathetic. Audiences will feel a lot for her, but because of the actress's delivery, it's very hard, I'd say, for anybody to fall in love with her character. There's a huge amount of overacting from the actress. She already naturally has a very low-pitched voice. That's actually an advantage for her to play this specific role because she is most of the time dressed as a guy. But somehow, the way she did it is so forceful and overacting. It could be partly due to also the director's direction that is not really tuning her performance well enough, that it ends up actually becoming an annoyance. Most of the time when she shows up and she starts speaking, I really want to speed through it because it's extremely unpleasant. And I wouldn't say this is 100% on the actress Xie Keying, because very recently she was in the police drama Huang Jingyu and Wang Ziqi led that I enjoyed a lot, and I made a video about it. In that, she's also using her own voice. She's also the guy girl, and she just flows so much better. You don't feel her character is off-putting in any way. So I think, apart from the actress herself, director probably plays a huge part. And then because she's actually very important, setting up obstacles basically for our female lead to jump through. She's the major problem for at least up to this point, 18 episodes. You cannot go around Xie Keying's role and watch his drama, but then every time she shows up, you're like, oh my god, that's just such a weird acting. Second point, the other three people of the main cast, Zhao Lusi, Liu Yuning, Tang Xiaotian. None of them is doing like really bad acting. Also, they're not doing anything very impressively good to hook you to the story, make you understand the character better. Finding certain scenes and sequences extremely rewatchable. None of that has happened so far. I have a strong feeling that they're all just very aware that they are playing their role. So you're seeing Zhao Lusi playing this strong, independent, brave, and feisty slave girl. You're seeing Liu Yuning, Count of Monte Cristo guy, whose ultimate goal is to get revenge, but obviously he's doing businesses at the same time. And he's playing that person who is playing a businessman. You also see Tang Xiaotian is playing this well-educated, high-born scholar of a ruling class of this dynasty who has a lot of connections with powerful people, detached from reality of the lower class people, and therefore eventually and ultimately really cannot come together with the female lead. It's very clear the tags they're wearing and what type of roles they're playing, and they are also very aware of it. And you get the feeling that they are every moment trying to make the audiences see that they put effort into playing those tags instead of being a real person. Details of a specific character and person, the quirks of somebody who comes out and strikes you as this is a real person. You believe a real living, breathing being exists and it's not NPC. Everybody feels like an NPC, even the main characters in the story, and I don't connect with them personally. I don't feel the emotional ups and downs with it. The other drama, Love Game Eastern Fantasy, is ongoing exactly at the same time, and if you're watching two dramas side by side on the same day, because they're updating every day, you watch one drama first, you watch another, you have this strong contrast in your head about one drama reads like real people that is filled with relatable details of being real woman, real man, real breathing living person who just happens to be living under that circumstances, whereas this drama is identity. Like every character is their identity, the tags that's been put on them, whatever, but they're not real. On one hand, I can keep watching. On the other hand, up to this point of 18 episodes, I do not care. I don't care about what happens tomorrow. I'm not eager to find it out. I'm literally just watching it because I have to make videos and do drama reviews, and it's like a job. The third point is you also have to, in a way, semi-switch off your analytical mind when you watch a drama. It's not as bad as certain dramas we've already seen this year that has the problem of, but that does not make sense. This drama also has that problem. It's not as bad as certain dramas. It depends on you, your threshold of acceptance. I'll give you two simple examples. Right at the beginning, first episode and 2, it sets up the female lead as the slave girl. But there are two things very obvious that actually contradicts the logic of her being a slave. First is, I know she's very skinny, and Zhao compared to like the peak time of her body weight, in this drama she's already like the skinniest she can get, but she still looks too healthy. It's not to do with her being fat or not, but being glowing. Like, look at how perfect her skin looks. That's not being battered by seawater and high UV. If you're exposed to the sea all day, you're gonna get really tanned, and your skin is gonna get rough, and your hair, if you're soaked in seawater every day, it's just not gonna look that good. But she looks way too healthy. Cool that you're diving down the water yourself. On the other hand, when she's actually under the water, you have like what, 5 minutes if you can hold your breath to go down once. So you should take care of every muscle, power you exert, and conserve your energy, and not do any action that is out of necessity. Yet you see her mermaiding in the water of movement that totally doesn't produce any result for getting the pearl. It just looks pretty, which does not make sense. There's this confrontation scene she has with another slave, a bad guy, who is taking a part of everybody's food. So everyone has to go to them and peel off half of their pancake to this guy. And clearly, Zhao Luci's role and this person have been working together or have been the slaves in this pearl farm for a long time. We don't know exactly when, but it's not like they met yesterday. They definitely have been knowing each other a lot. And this guy has been doing this, taking food from other people for a long time. Yet you have her confronting this guy, let another girl who is about to give a part of her food to the guy go, and then confront this guy directly, and then gets kind of beaten up by this guy. That part of the plot, why it does not make sense? Because they are not people who just met today. So if you don't know each other, and for some reason you have conflict, you do it, it makes more sense. Also, if Zhao Luci's role is trying to start a fight so that it can lead to something she's planning, for example, getting out of this place to distract people, whatever, then it makes sense for her to suddenly go and confront this guy. Otherwise, it's likely this taking food from other people thing has been happening for a long time among this group of slaves who know each other for ever. So it does not make sense for her to suddenly one day, without reason and without sort of goal in sight, suddenly change the pattern of behavior and confront this guy and get beaten up. For what? Later you'll find out actually for nothing. I think it's just the writer trying to show the audiences that, oh, being a slave is such a bad thing, therefore she wants to jump out of this life. But you still have to do it within reason by her acting in a normal way that makes sense for her circumstances. And that part of the plot actually does not make sense. So if you want to scrutinize this level of like, but that does not make sense, this drama still unfortunately has a lot of that. It probably is just not as bad as certain drama where everything is like that, but every 1 in 3 things is like questionable. Another thing is, for example, the male lead. It's a typical male lead. Whole family got wiped out by bad people. Mother got killed, father got killed, everyone he knows got murdered, and he ends up being the only survivor type of situation, and he's like traumatized by it and he wants revenge. And he managed to get out of a lot of difficult situations when he was younger and hit his identity and eventually becomes a businessman. He has money now, he's coming back for the revenge, the Mei Changsu thing. It would be weird if you know the people who caused the tragedy of your family are still fully well operating, having the same amount of power as they used to have, probably even more, that you now need to confront and hoping to outsmart them and destroy them. It would be stupid for you to in any way make them remember that you could be a person from that many years ago whose family is destroyed by them. Yet he insisted he keeps his surname. Even his name is like, if you know about that family you killed many years ago, very in detail, you probably would suspect because they have the same name type of situation. I know they're trying to make the male lead look so cool. He's so capable, he's so rich, he's so clever that even though he let people know I have this surname and he says, oh, I have nothing to do with that family, with that surname, I'm just from a different place, we just happen to have the same surname. I mean, it would still play in your favor to actually fake a name. It's just a silly move. It's a very ego heavy move to say I will keep my name, but still trying to like convince people I'm not related to that family, that they're all aware of, like we destroyed them. So if there's anybody still alive from that family, they probably will come out and seek revenge. Like how does that make logical sense? When you watch this drama, you're like, yeah, I mean, it's so up to me. If I decide that's stupid, that does not make sense, and it is not good writing and it does not worth my time, I can quit and it's fair. Also, if you say, oh, just let it go, or let it pass, let them off easy and just see if certain heightened romantic moment is well played. I mean, so far, probably there are only one or two I could see in the whole drama that can be called those moments, and they're okay. To an extent, I can enjoy them. If I don't think about the logic of the sequence, I'm just looking at the moment to moment. But in itself, it's nothing I haven't seen before and impressive or in any way unique. So that's what I think about the drama 朱莲玉木, the story of Pearl Girl. And honestly speaking, after making this video, I will stop watching it definitely for a while. Whether I pick it up is up to whatever fate. But then I'm definitely every day watching the other drama that I've just made a video about. Sorry, but it's like clear contrast of which drama is a lot more fun to watch and which drama is like, okay, fine. That should be the end of this video. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.